Rory, we saw you very emotional at the end of last year when you tied Seve Ballesteros with 6 Race to Dubai titles. You've now been awarded today with the Seve Ballesteros Award for being the Players' Player of the Year. What's the significance of that to you when you put alongside that man, but also to receive his award?
Yeah, so I think the Players' Player of the Year, the Seve Ballesteros Award is very meaningful to the players because it's voted on by your peers that you play with and against week in, week out, and they're out there competing on the same golf courses and maybe have more of an appreciation for what you've done for the year. So I've always felt like when you get those awards, whether it be in Europe or America, it's a really nice compliment from your fellow players that that you feel like they really know what went on last year, and it's really cool. And anything, I still, anything with Seve's name on it is really cool. I said it in the press conference, but I think as Europeans, we're so lucky to have him to rally around, whether it's at the Ryder Cup or just in general. He did so much for the game of golf in Europe especially. So anytime you can get mentioned alongside him is obviously very cool.
You are a thinker, you've had a bit of an off season. What are the improvements you're looking to see from what we witnessed last year?
So I would say short game was very up and down last year. I'd have some really good weeks, and then I'd have some sort of stinkers as well around the greens. So I want to try to just get that a little bit more consistent. Off the tee is great, and that's something I continue to just try to keep as strong as possible. And then there's a few yardage bands. I felt like my wedges were, especially at the end of last year, were getting really good with some of the stuff I've been working on with my swing. 175 to 200, that proximity was down a little bit, so something I've trying to work on. And then putting inside 6 feet was amazing for the best I've ever done from that range last year. Putting from 12 to 18 feet with those sort of mid-range ones that you hit a lot, you hit it to that distance a lot for birdies. I could do with a little improvement on that, but yeah, look, I'd always do a deep dive at the end of the year into the stats and see where I can improve, and it's fresh in my mind because I did it last week. So there's definitely some stuff that I can improve, but it's little things. I feel like my game's in good shape, and the things I was working on with my swing at the end of last year and continuing on to this year, I think will help me with the wedges and the iron play. And then I think with the short game, it's just a matter of just a little bit more, maybe just a bit more practice and a little more diligence with what I'm doing, and some more drills when I'm at home and off weeks. But overall, there's always stuff to work on. We're never going to get it absolutely right in this game, and I think that's why we keep coming back and try to keep improving.
Your game has proved itself to fit pretty much every test that you can face across this sport, but particularly this one. Why is that?
I think there's a huge premium on driving the ball well here. It's something I've been able to do over the course of my career here at the Emirates. And honestly, over the last couple of years, I think the setup of the golf course around the greens, like we were talking about short game earlier, but around the greens, I feel like I've always excelled at, longer rough and hitting those little sort of, the ones that just need to land on the green and trundle down to the hole. I've always been okay at those. So I think, the driving, the golf course setup, I think as well, you just come back to a place that you're comfortable at, that you've had good memories on it, that all that sort of plays into it. But I think first and foremost, just really comfortable on the golf course, and the driver being such a weapon for me off the tee here. Yeah.
TGL, a new era, a different look to what golf might even be. What are your thoughts? You were there at the first one with Tiger. Obviously, you're going to be there as we move forward. 2 under the belt now. What is the sort of purpose of it? Who's it for? And what do you think of it?
Yeah, look, it's to try to engage a younger demographic into the game. We're certainly not trying to replace tournament golf. This is hopefully going to be complementary to what we do week in, week out. And if we can get some more younger people and people, that sort of TikTok generation into the game of golf and sort of condense it into a bite-sized version that they can enjoy and relate to in another way. That's really what we're trying to do here. Like we obviously understand that it's very different than anything that's been done before, and we also understand it's not going to be for everyone. So, you know, if you're a complete traditionalist of the game, it's probably not for you, but that's fine. That's not the audience that we're going for. So, but it's been fun. The players have had a lot of fun. I think, you know, the TV audiences are starting to grasp it, hopefully, and starting to grasp the format. You know, obviously I saw, you know, it was Jupiter and LA last night, and LA won pretty convincingly. So we're still waiting for a match that's really competitive going into the singles, you know, and hopefully that happens next week.
Rory, thanks for your time. Wish you all the best for 2025.
Cheers. Thanks, Nick.